Hello, thank you for tuning in. This is Joanne Francis, and today I have a story of organic divinity, story number 11, and it is centering around this amazing, most magical yoga retreat that I was presenting at and, of course, attended at the same time just this past weekend. And as a presenter, as a piece of that whole retreat, on Sunday, I had the opportunity to sit down and meet with the yogi, Kathy, who was putting the program together. Kathy, the yogi, is actually the one who put the retreat on, and I was blessed enough to be able to be a part of it. And I presented my spectrochrometry color therapy information to the group for a few minutes, and the whole event was magical. And so on Sunday, she and I got together and we discussed the event and what was working and what didn't work and what she felt she should work on and what I felt that I needed to work on. And it was this wonderful exchange of information. And it actually wasn't until I was going home that it reminded me that what we did was a debrief. And the debrief was something that we always did when I traveled the country with Redken. And every time we had an event, we would sit down and discuss the event, the good, the bad, perhaps if it was the ugly, and the laughs and all of that, what we learned. And that's basically what Kathy and I did on Sunday. We had this lovely debrief. And then we started getting inspired and we started sparking one another, which is leading us to know that we are going to do a lot of work together because we had such a great time. And that retreat was indeed magical. It was a sunset evening. We had the sunset and then we had the moonrise that was just spectacular. Find me on Facebook, Joanne Francis, or at Your Inner Self on Facebook, and you can see these pictures of that retreat. But I digress. So as we are discussing and we're inspiring one another and we're talking about the people in the class and how, as the teacher, right, it's clear that she shares the same archetype as me as a teacher. And as that teacher, she said, she was concerned because there was this one facet of the retreat that had us all shaping and forming this make-believe ball of energy called a chi ball. And we were molding it and creating it and starting to really focus, because when we take these yoga classes or we go through some type of spiritual event and we go through or meditate or pray and all of these special, when you listen to music and the music just changes this flow of energy through you, it's that flow of energy that is what we need to gain the understanding of. And so she was concerned that as she was having us form this ball of energy, this chi ball, so that we could soak in the positive energy from what we were doing, she was concerned that some people that attended might have thought that was kind of silly. And I said, this is the organic divinity. This is the meat of this whole story. And so I said, well, what you're doing is you're focusing on the wrong thing here. You're actually concerned that something you are presenting that is vital and that is important for all of us. First of all, she bought a ticket to a yoga retreat, and that chi ball, in that chi, is all a huge part of yoga or energy healing in general, correct? I was like, so she bought the ticket. So why are you trying to decide whether she's going to like something or not ahead of the game? She bought the ticket, and it's not up to you or me or anyone who's presenting. It's not up to us, and this is true for you when you're offering help or advice to people. It's not up to us to decide or to think for the other people as to what they will get out of your lovely program, out of her lovely program or my program or any service, church service or program that you might put together yourself, you see, or what your advice may be. Because what we're doing is we are now deciding that we are in control of that individual's own personal climb of divine conscious thinking, right? we're interrupting, we're thinking that we have control over how they feel, do, see, think, and etc. And as I explained that to Kathy, she just got quiet. And I'm going to remember that, because I know now of several instances in these stories when that individual sharing with me that I'm co-creating this beautiful organic divinity with, they get quiet all of a sudden. And I knew that what I said resonated in some way to her. And she said, that's that ego coming in the back door, isn't it? And I just fell out, because she's exactly right. When we start to think of how we're going to offer help, or how we're going to teach, or how we're going to share whatever it is we're going to share, and on Facebook, on social media, and we start to think about how everybody else in the environment, or in the world, or in that group, what have you, may feel or say or do about it, we are now letting our ego take control of our thinking, so that we get into that whole egoic way of being. And it did. She's exactly right. It snuck in the back door. And when she said it, it just blew my mind, because she's exactly right. That ego is a part of us that we must always have control over. And as you climb your own level of divine conscious thinking, and you get better and better, and you don't have an ego attached to who you are, or what you have, or where you are, or what you do, that's exactly how ego can work. And especially in this whole beautiful world of spirituality, because you see, the ego is an attachment of all negative energy. And when you have an ego, and when you allow your ego to influence everything you say, do, or be, then you are causing strife and negativity for your own personal power system, because it's inviting all of that nonsense and negative thinking and thought processes into your life. And that's exactly how the negative world, the negative dark energy world, works in a beautiful and positive. Kathy is this amazing yogi that I have had the pleasure and that the divine universe has given to me. And she is the most amazing, beautiful person. And that's exactly how ego will work. It just kind of snuck right in. And she caught it. And as we discussed it in our debrief, you see. And that is what the beautiful organic divinity is. Because we were living our lives. Organic divinity, organic is living matter. And we are the living matter in organic divinity. And as she and I were simply debriefing, right, this event that we had done, living our lives, doing the next segment of what we've been doing, just working it and working it and working it, the organic divinity, poof, showed up as if that big ball of chi energy just exploded, and she downloaded exactly what she needed to download. And I was fortunate enough to be a part of it, for it to hit me and for it to resonate in me in the same way. She is a presenter, as I am a presenter. And for she and I to co-create that beautiful level of organic divinity, well, give me some more of it, please. And so that is just how the ego can sneak in and grab a hold of you. Because what happens now, or what could have happened, and what she admitted had already happened, was that when she started to allow the ego, her ego as a teacher, as a presenter, as a yogi, to interfere with what everybody else is going to get, she started to overthink and over-worry. Should she do the chi ball? Should she not? Should she do this instead? Should she not? And this momentum can build, and it can be difficult to get yourself out of that momentum. And so, as we learn that we have no control over anybody, whether we are working with them, beside them, for them, they work for us, whether they are in the audience, whether they are sitting beside me, family across the table, advice, whatever it is, right? You hear what I'm saying. Don't let your own ego allow you to start doing the thinking for anybody else walking this earth. You will be the better for it, I promise you. And so that, my friends, is Organic Divinity story number 11. I thank you for your time. It means so much to me that you have spent these few minutes for me to share with you another story of Organic Divinity and perhaps some new perspective on just how you live, work, and play every day. Thank you.